The history between Dr. Boyce Watkins and Yvette Carnell can range back to almost a decade ago. Yvette Carnell was a very talented presenter for Dr. Boyce Watkins' platform, Your Black World. And she also has her own platform, www.breakingbrown.com. And again, she brought a lot of views and money to Dr. Boyce Watkins, weighing in on black issues in the black community. But Yvette Carnell has some history that a lot of people in the black community don't like. She issued out some harsh criticisms about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing that wasn't appreciated. But then she also had something to say about Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, if you guys don't know, Dr. Boyce Watkins always praises Minister Louis Farrakhan. He even looks at him as a grandfather. They both live in Chicago. And Yvette Carnell, who really made a lot of controversy back in August 2015 when she dropped this pretty much very controversial video about Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Black World family, Breaking Brown family, and I just want to say that one of the people that I rarely, if ever, criticize is Minister Louis Farrakhan. And there is a reason for that. I rarely criticize Farrakhan because he has so many adherents who are so, so militantly in his corner that is really, as far as I'm concerned, mostly a losing battle, because of no matter what you say, a Nation of Islam, loving person who loves Farrakhan isn't really going to change their minds. But I saw something that came across my Facebook feed early last night, as a matter of fact, and I had to say something. I mean, I hear Farrakhan has this justice or else thing going on. I guess it is a marketing ploy to sort of sell, Million Man March Part 2. And let me just say something, black people. I understand that one of the only things that this country, that the Western dominating forces respect is wealth and violence. That's what we are. Those are the two valuable products, wealth and violence. I get that. But let me just say, when you start telling black people justice or else, you're really putting black people in a lot of danger. When you think about the National Guard, the military, the militia, these oath keepers, everyone else, you think about, what are we, 13, 14% of the population? What I am saying is that this thing Farrakhan is doing, in the sense of we need 10,000 men who would rather be dead than to continue to see their babies in the streets or whatever. I'm telling you, this is some of the most potentially damaging, race war encouraging stuff I've seen in a while. And what I'm saying is that, if you start a race war, first of all, black people, we gonna lose. There is no way around that. This is, and let's be honest, even with what's happening, black people in America are probably better off than black people in a lot of other countries. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't find a way to fight back. I'm saying, if Farrakhan wants to do this stuff, if Farrakhan wants to start this race war and talk about how death is preferable, to living the way we're living and all that stuff, well, he should be the first one to bust a grape in the food fight. I mean, you have the Nation of Islam behind you, which is thousands of black people, thousands of black men, and you're talking about what we should be doing? You're living out in Hyde Park. Didn't he live like around the corner from Barack Obama? And you're talking about what black people should be doing and what you expect, and 10,000 soldiers? Farrakhan, you've been around how long? You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything to kind of challenge white supremacy, and that's why you're allowed to breathe in this country. If you listen, there's a reason why every black radical who has authentically fought for black freedom in this country has been ousted. He is gone. He is no more. We have where's Assata Shakur right now? She's in Cuba in hiding. Where is Fred Hampton? Where are all the Black Panthers? If you are a serious threat to white supremacy in this country, you are not allowed to breathe freely. You are not allowed to live lavishly in Chicago, on the dollars of your Nation of Islam members.
This got so bad that Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam really was checking Boyce, because this actually happened on Boyce Watkins' platform. So what people were saying is, listen, bruh, you know, how are you going to let this lady come after the minister on your platform? You've been to the minister's house. You broke bread with him. How can you do this? And it got so bad that even the Nation of Islam had some of its people that came there to challenge what she said in that first clip.
I did. I watched both her videos, and there were some things that were concerning in the way that she framed Justice or Else, as well as the way that she framed Minister Farrakhan. First and foremost, she framed it as Minister Farrakhan inciting a race war. And I'm sorry to inform her and all the viewers, but we've been in a war for 450 years. Minister Farrakhan didn't create racial tensions. Minister Farrakhan didn't cause white people to hate us. Minister Farrakhan didn't cause white people to bring us here in the hulls of ships. Minister Farrakhan didn't cause white folks to bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma. Minister Farrakhan didn't cause white folks to kill us every 28 hours. And Minister Farrakhan didn't cause the current tension, which has black people dying every 8 hours. So how can you frame this as him inciting a race war? The fact of the matter is, people have been at war with us, but we just haven't been fighting back. Minister Farrakhan is simply saying that now is the time that we need to take a moment and stand up and retaliate and resist. How long can the people continue to be oppressed without doing anything or saying anything? At a certain point in time, it's enough is enough. You know, so in the video, she said that, you know, black people have it bad. There's people in other parts of the world that have it worse. I'm sorry, I reject that notion. That's like saying just because I'm a house slave, we don't need to end slavery because the field slaves got it worse. It's not sufficient for us to say that black people in other parts of the world have it worse when black people all over the world are catching hell. And we do know that black people in America are in the belly of the beast.
So Boyce Watkins also tried to clean it up. He went and met with the minister, Louis Farrakhan, to try to smooth it over and apologize for what happened. And that's when Dr. Boyce Watkins put out this particular clip.
Anyway, long story short, I want to hop into a little bit of what me and the minister talked about. I should address the elephant in the middle of the room right away, and we did. I mean, the minute I saw him, I walked up to him. I was at his house probably about, I think we were there. I think I got there about 6 and left like 10:30. So I was there 4.5 hours, and I knew it would be a long visit. And so I went up to him when I first got there. And I was happy to see him. I didn't pretend like I was happy. I was very happy because I have so much respect for him. I gave him a big hug. He gave me a hug and even kissed me on the cheek. Just so you know, I don't really kiss dudes on the cheek. Not that there's anything wrong with that. that's just not me. But I appreciated that affection, that show of affection. And he, he was just very warm. I mean, he just came up and. We hit. I mean, it wasn't like we beat around the bush and eventually got around to the whole Yvette Carnell thing. He went right to it. And he just kind of said, you know, we had the controversy this week, and but I'm so glad that you're here. And then we talked about that. And here's what he said. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit in terms of what the minister said. I hope I don't say it wrong, but basically the bottom line was. He did not say one negative word about Yvette Carnell, not one. And in fact, he actually said that he encourages her to use her voice. He says that, you know, she was speaking passionately and from the heart. He respects that. He also said that it's important to express disagreement because that forces you to defend your argument.
It seems that he really loves Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's very appreciative of the advice Louis Farrakhan has, the things he's done in the black community. And so Boyce Watkins was trying to clean this up. But at the same time, publicly, that he's trying to clean this up, Boyce Watkins is actually acting in a very duplicitous nature. Rewind, Nemo! You see, Boyce Watkins is a hypocrite. And this is what Yvette Carnell is trying to prove. You see, Yvette Carnell understood that bringing this information up about Jay Morrison would cause Dr. Boyce Watkins to want to get back into a turf war. I talked about that yesterday. But see, Dr. Boyce Watkins failed to realize that he sent some receipts in 2015 during this whole fiasco that proves that he actually was being duplicitous. While on camera, he's trying to apologize and make things right with Minister Louis Farrakhan, he's not telling that to Yvette Carnell. According to her Instagram post, at August 5th, 2015, because remember, she made this video August 4th, 2015. Dr. Boyce Watkins is saying, "Sad music, your Farrakhan video. LOL, damn. I saw that title and I was like, oh, ish. You had me cracking up. Can I get a dun, dun, dun sound effect?" So, wait a minute, bro. She's making a statement about a guy that you say is a father figure. Hold on one second. Let me play that clip again right now, Dima, of him saying that. Boyce Watkins is like a granddad to him.
And so for me as a black man, I've always had an appreciation for the minister because, as I told him, first thing I told him when I saw him was I said, sitting down and talking to you from the very first time we had a conversation, it makes me feel like I'm talking to my own grandfather. And then when I left, I said, it was good seeing my grandfather again. It was nice to see you again.
Okay, now this is what her post said. Just a reminder that Boyce Watkins is a pathological liar. He was fine with my Farrakhan critique when it was getting clicks and making him money receipts. Let's look at the second clip. Here are the stats. Your video almost got 10,000 views in the last 24 hours. LOL! Wow, Boyce, this is on Facebook now. Okay, now I don't know if Facebook was monetized at that time, but hey, that's what it shows. And then here's the killer receipts. Can we get any kind of hypocritical music, Dima? This is Boyce Watkins saying it. I don't have any problem with the video, of course. We should elaborate on what you said in the interview either today or tomorrow. It's sparking a pretty interesting discussion. It's crazy because I just spoke with Farrakhan's people that same morning. They invited me to eat dinner with him for a show, and then I don't know what else he's saying. So again, what Yvette Carnell is trying to prove is that Dr. Boyce Watkins is a liar. So if he will lie to his father figure, Minister Louis Farrakhan, he will lie to the Tulsa real estate fund scam, in which he knew it was a scam. And then at that particular point, he doesn't mind scamming the African-American community to go and invest in a fund who is held by Jay Morrison, who is a 3-time felon, no financial experience, and is a bum because he's a pathological liar. Okay? That's what she's trying to prove. She's trying to say his character is terrible. And these receipts prove that she is correct. Now, again, Dr. Boyce Watkins tried to play a little dirty. He tried to talk about the fact that Yvette Carnell has a white girlfriend. Let's play that clip.
In the community, there are black people, like you got the Yvette Carnells, again, who are very quick to tell you doom and gloom, nonsense about, and I'm not afraid to say Yvette's name because I built Yvette. I built her whole platform. Breaking Brown was supported by what I did for many, many years. I gave her tens of thousands of dollars to help her out because she struggles financially. She always has. And I found it interesting that, that someone would say something about white capitalism when, last time I checked, her girlfriend was white.
Okay, but Boyce, let me just say this, okay? I don't know Yvette Carnell's sexuality or what her preference for who she dates is or whatever. And really, that is not my business, okay? I could deal with that on another topic, but that topic is not this. The fact is, who her girlfriend or boyfriend or husband, or it has nothing to do with anything, right? The fact is, this lady said this on your platform. Now, the fact is, when you didn't want to pay her and she came to the fact that you don't pay, that's when you really fell out with her. You never fell out with her about Farrakhan, although you're still kissing Farrakhan's ass till this day. The reality is who she's dating has nothing to do with anything because clearly she has her own platform now. Her platform does much better on average than yours whenever she does post. So, I mean, all of this, you built her platform, but yours is terrible. The reality is she's exposed you for who you really are. And now you're upset about it. But why? Because it's true. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.